Deaddrawgaming. Like no one ever was.
What's up, Dead Drawers, and welcome to episode number 90 of Deaddrawgaming, a Pokemon TCG podcast like no one ever was. We have a super exciting episode for you guys today, so if you are hyped just like we are, make sure to hit the like button down below and share this podcast with all of your friends. But first, you guys, we're going to hop right into first thoughts. Darren, go ahead.
My first thought is that Pokemon Go is resurging, and it's all thanks to finally having trading and friendships in the game. Dude, so many people are getting back in the game right now, and I love it. It's grand. It is fantastic. They need to lower the price of Stardust required for special trades. We'll talk more about that in the news section. Danny.
Yeah, Pokemon Go, I played it on Saturday when Darren came down. We went for a walk together and played some Pokemon Go, and I caught a few new Pokemon and added some friends, which was pretty cool. I haven't played it since then. I'm sorry. I haven't opened it since then.
Hold on. So some friends. Can we talk about this for a second? I have 19 friends. Danny, how many friends do you have in Pokemon Go?
More than 19.
More than 19. All right, that's fair.
I also have more than 19.
What does it cap you at, 200?
Yes.
Yeah. I'm like 26 away from being capped.
Yeah, exactly. You don't even play.
I know. I need to get better at life. Otherwise, my other thought is, so I started a challenge for myself, and it just keeps adding on to it. On Friday, I decided I'm going to start doing 100 push-ups and 100 sit-ups every day for 30 days. I don't know why. Probably because I'm dumb. And I'm on day 6, and I don't feel happy about anything right now because my arms really hurt and my stomach really hurts. And then all of a sudden I decided I'm just going to give up sugar too. I'm not having any sugar. I'm eating like eggs every morning. I don't know where or why I'm doing it, but just want to see if I can make it. And that'll like coincide well with my marathon training. So I think I just like stumbled upon a YouTube video where people were doing it for 30 days straight, and I was like, wow, that man is attractive. And I was like, I want to do that. Somebody else talk. Brett is our special guest. Brett, how are you doing? What are your first thoughts?
I'm doing
Fun
good.
Transition.
My first thoughts about Pokemon Go or just whatever, because y'all are talking about Pokemon.
We didn't tell you that. Your first thought about anything, as long as it's safe for work and children.
Oh well, all right. Second thought then. I don't know. I would say that I was just thinking while I'm trying to come up with my first thought that I think people have said we've had like 10 regional / special events since Forbidden Light came out. Am I right on that? Does anybody know? But regardless, it's been a lot of special events and regionals since that, and I feel like we've just seen like the same 3 decks for a while. And you know, I'm not gonna play about having a meta, but maybe we have this many tournaments, you start to feel the staleness a little bit. So I don't know, just going into NAIC, I'm just kind of, I don't want to say not excited, but not really like anticipating anything crazy to happen. I feel like we're just gonna see what we've already seen, but at the highest level possible. So that's my thought.
Okay. I like it.
Waiting for a spicy rogue. I'm not putting my money on it.
One spicy rogue.
Yeah, like last year was such a Wild West. Like you saw like Decidueye, Ninetales, and like Drampa Garb, which is already there, and Zoroark, Drampa. Just all this crazy stuff. I loved it.
All right. Well, you guys, my first thoughts. Pokemon Mystery Dungeon series is the most underrated series in the Pokemon franchise. The video games. They are incredibly fun. I've been playing Super Mystery Dungeon while laying in bed trying to fall asleep at night, knocking off about 2 hours of sleep time every night. Been totally worth. Totally worth.
Like, I almost agree with that, but I feel like Pokemon Ranger is more underrated.
Pokemon Ranger was fun too.
Yeah, they're both
Mystery
really
Dungeon much better.
They both need more attention, is my opinion. But I think you're right. Like Explorers of Sky is so good.
Explorers of Sky is one of my favorite games of all time.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
alright,
right.
you
I'm a
guys.
goofy little kid. I could never be Primal Dialga.
Well, there's my first thoughts. How about the agenda? You guys ready?
Ready.
Danny
hit
will
it.
be here soon.
Ready.
So, oh, Danny's here. You just
Yep.
can't see him.
I'm here. I'm just
He's
doing something nobody wants to watch.
Oh.
Oh boy.
All right. Anyways, you guys, we're gonna start you off with that Pokemon news. Then we're gonna do the NAIC draft. That's gonna be real fun. Then we're gonna jump into a recap of Mexico, what happened last weekend. Then we'll do a short prelude on NAIC. Then we are going to ask and talk about, is 400 points really that difficult? And then we will drop into our weekly top 5, the DDG mailbag, our buy-sell trade of the week, our open discussion, and our wrap. So we have a whole ton of Pokemon Go stuff to talk about. So, Darren, start us off.
There's a baton. Are you ready?
Yeet.
All right. Pokemon Go. Let's start with the big news. This is really the only news that matters. Trading is here. Pokemon Go Trading, a new gameplay feature introduced on the 22nd of June. It allows you to exchange Pokemon with friends, re-roll IVs, and complete your Pokédex. It's actually really cool. There's a lot of different stuff going on here. So first of all, a standard trade involves a Pokemon that is not shiny, not legendary, and that you've already caught. That only costs 100 Stardust. And then IVs, HP, and CP will change when you're trading. So don't just trade your 100% Tyranitar over to your friend, because it won't be 100% anymore. The moves, the gender, and the size of the trade will stay the same, so this is helpful for if you're trying to complete your badges for like tiny Rattatas or big Magikarp.
One
let's
in a hard
see.
chance to get that 100% Tyranitar back.
Yeah, it's a low chance. You can actually raise your roll percentages by having a better friendship with the person you're trading with. All right. So another big thing, trades reward additional candy as well, depending on the distance between the locations where the two Pokemon were caught. Let's see here. So if you're trading Pokemon with someone and they were caught 100 kilometers apart. What was I trying to say? Kilometers? I don't know.
Kilometers.
These foreign units are tough, man.
You get 3 candies for for 2 Pokemon that are traded that were 100 kilometers apart when caught. Let's see. What's another big important thing about this? You can't trade your mythical Pokemon, so your Mew is your Mew. That's the only way to get it, is to complete your special field researches. Next up are special trades. So these will apply to legendary Pokemon, shiny Pokemon, and Pokemon that are not in your Pokédex, or Pokemon with forms that are not in your Pokédex. So like unknown forms, costume Pikachus, cast forms, or a Alolan Pokemon. So for legendary Pokemon, all those rules we talked about before are still in play, except now instead of costing 100 Stardust, they are going to cost 1 million Stardust to trade.
Whoa.
If it's not in your Pokédex. Yeah, if you don't own a legendary shiny Pokemon, or a Pokemon in general isn't in your Pokédex yet, it's 1 million Stardust. Now, we can bring that number down significantly by increasing your friendship level. So a great friend level, you get a 20% discount, so it's 800,000. Once you get to ultra friend, is that right? Ultra friend? It's a 92% discount, so it goes from 1 million to 80,000 Stardust. And then finally, best friend is your largest reduction, 96% reduction. It becomes a 40,000 Stardust trade, but trainers, it takes 3 months, I think it said, to increase your friendship level to max. So it's going to be a while before you can start trading around those Mr. Mimes that your friend picked up when he was in France. Unless you have millions of Stardust laying around, I guess. So yeah, there's trading in a nutshell. One other thing to keep in mind, when you're trading, you have to be friends with the person. You have to be within 100 meters of the person that you're trading with, and both of you have to be level 10 or above.
So
there you go.
This new Pokemon Go thing, I have now caught a Pokemon 8 days in a row.
Congratulations.
For the first time since like July of 2016, probably.
That's awesome.
So I've been finally playing again. I caught my first Venusaur this morning.
Wow.
You caught a Venusaur?
Yeah, caught a wild Venusaur.
That's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
What's the CP on that? Not that it matters,
like
but
1400.
it's gotta be lower.
Yeah, it wasn't a ton.
I just go around asking our people about their CP. Rude.
All right. Next up, let's talk about Pokemon gifts and Alolan Pokemon. So, I'm gonna read off. Let's see. Hold on. Let's start at the beginning for gifts here. Gift rewards are distributed in bundles, and let's see. You always are. What is the drop rate on these gifts? I want to know. So when you go to a Pokestop or a Pokegym and you spin the disc, there's a chance that a gift will drop that you can send to a friend. This gift can include potions, revives, Pokeballs, pineapple berries, or evolution items, or, this is the important one, Alolan eggs, which are 7-kilometer eggs. This is the big deal. Gifts do not take up space in your item bag, and removing and re-adding a friend will not remove friendship progress, but you can only receive and open 20 gifts per day. That's it. That's important. Alright, Alolan egg hatches. There's an Alolan Sandshrew, Meowth, Vulpix, and Grimer available. Alolan Diglett and Geodude are not yet available, as they will be released at GoFest 2018. And Alolan Rattata is apparently not in the eggs, but you can catch them in the wild. I caught one last night. Alright.
Nice.
Yeah, so there you go. Gifts, Alolan Pokemon. Those 7K eggs, they're like yellowish with pink spots. I don't know. They're pretty neat. And yeah, and then I guess the final thing I want to say is next month's field research Pokemon is Snorlax, and it will have the special attack Body Slam, which is not its best, most powerful attack. Hyper Beam will still be the best, most powerful attack. But there you go. To get a Body Slam Snorlax, you can do field research.
Interesting.
That's it for Pokemon Go news.
Sweet.
I have to decide if I want to re-download Pokemon Go or not. I haven't had it since like the summer it came out, and nothing's quite pushed me to get back into it. But between legendary raids being a thing now and this, like, starting to get a little persuaded.
You should.
Also, I should exercise.
Yeah, legendary raids are Regice now. In case I didn't mention it last week.
Cool.
Awesome. Well, we just got a pretty brief amount of non-Pokemon TCG related news, so I'll just breeze through it really quick. So for Sun and Moon, it has been announced that there will be a Pokemon distribution at the North American International Championships in Columbus, Ohio. So on July 6th through the 8th, during the event, you'll be able to download a special crocodile. This crocodile is based on the 2017 World Champion Ryota Ostubu's crocodile. It's level 50, adamant with Intimidate, and comes with the moves Earthquake, Crunch, Taunt, and Protect. So if you're playing Pokemon Sun and Moon, going to NAIC, you can get a crocodile. Pretty neat. And then the last thing that I have to say is about Pokemon TV. So the Pokemon Company International has announced some new releases of their Pokemon TV app. This app allows for watching the Pokemon anime with episodes rotating in and out sequentially weekly, with some special promotions bringing themed episode and movies up. This app is back on the Amazon Fire TV due to a new update. However, it's now available also on Sharp and Sony Smart TVs directly, so you can download the app directly to those devices in North America. That's pretty cool. Pokemon TV app. Never watched it yet, but for those of you who have or want to, there you go. It's back on Amazon. And that is it for non-TCG related news. And I don't think we have a whole lot of TCG related news, so we can get through this section pretty quick this week, I think.
I think so.
Yeah, I
Dan.
think so too. And I think that while it may not be a lot, there's a lot of super cool cards coming out. The first one I want to talk about is Zebstrika that will be coming in Thunderclap Spark. It is a Stage 1 Lightning-type Pokemon with 110 HP. It evolves from Blitzel. It has an ability, and this is what's important. Once during your turn before you attack, you may discard your hand and then draw 4 cards. It has an attack, 1 lightning, 1 colorless, head bolt does 60 damage, weak to fighting, resistance to metal, and a tree cost of 1. Hello?
That's
What's
good.
its HP again?
110.
Oh, that's nice. Doesn't get KO'd easily.
Like,
I mean, that's good. It's not amazing, but I kind of like it that it's not, like, insane either, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I could see that getting played. I mean, I saw a few people who are, like, sort of those single prize attacker deck fans on Twitter raving about it, so I'm sure, like, decks like Night March could possibly benefit from it. I don't know if I see Cremia Stage 1 in there, but just decks like that are trying to blow through their deck might benefit from a card like that. I can you see a few more. Just in general, that ability to kind of peek through your deck a little bit more, like get those last 4 cards out of your digging for that Guzma, sounds really good. But at the same time, that discard your hand for 4 cards is a pretty bad trade-off in most situations, so I'm not expecting it to be a big thing in the meta, but I could definitely see its utility.
Yeah, maybe not as big of a thing moving forward because N will obviously be rotated out. So in standard, you know, you're not going to get N down to 1 or 2 as much. But I think in expanded, there's a lot more situational areas where Zebstrika would be relevant. I can't think of a whole lot of times right now in standard where it would be unless you're playing, you know, a deck where you can discard energy because you want them in your discard pile and then bring them back on the field. There are some cards out there I think that are coming out that this would be more viable in, but obviously I think in expanded it would see more play right away. But I do think it's a unique ability that's kind of cool.
I love this card.
I think it's great. I like it a lot.
No, I'm excited to see what gets done with it.
And then,
Perfect.
along with Zebstrika was also Mix Herb. It is a item card that reads, you may play 2 Mix Herb at the same time. If you played 1 card, remove 1 special condition from your active Pokemon. If you played 2, remove all special conditions and 90 damage from your active Pokemon. I like this card a lot, too.
Yeah.
I think it's not something that, like, I see a lot of things playing, but it's still pretty sweet.
I mean,
What are you running into that's causing special conditions?
Salazzle.
I was just going to say that. Sally Dose, bruh.
I said, what are you running into?
I don't know.
Sally boys. I don't know. I mean, don't think the card's that great either. Personally, I really like the mechanics of play 1 or 2 to get a better effect. I don't know. I think it adds a little bit of skill, a little bit more uniqueness to the game, because in that way, like, maybe you can be... The problem is this card in specific, maybe something like Puzzle of Time, where you had to decide if it was worth playing that 1 just to, like, load your top deck versus just holding out for those 2, and I think knowing when to do one or the other was pretty big. So I do like seeing more cards like this. Like, I don't necessarily want every trainer to be like that, but I remember back in the Diamond Pearl format when that was a big thing with, like, what was it called? Pokeblower and Poke Search? I remember all the names. Poke Finder, maybe. I just like, I like those type of cards. I mean, Heal Special Condition and Heal 90, although the second one is really nice, isn't like a sign that I'd find myself playing in my deck.
Yeah.
It'd have to be a really hard heal deck for that to be reasonable. So I don't know. I'm not too excited for this card in particular, but I like that they're not giving up on this concept or mechanic.
Yeah, it's interesting that you had Puzzle of Time, which obviously we went sets and years in between having played 2 of these cards, and then X happens, and now all of a sudden we've gotten news of 2 new cards within the last week?
Oh yeah, there's no one's a catcher effect, right?
Right. So I do like that. I think that's cool. I think that helps the game evolve, where they're bringing in new mechanics rather than just recycling new ones or recycling old ones. Especially because Celestial Storm, there's a lot of reprint cards basically from old sets, reprint arts. So it's cool that they're adding additional mechanics and things like that. I just don't see when I'm going to be using this card. Like Brett said, maybe in a format where there's a lot of special conditions that are being out there, but we haven't had a format like that for a long time.
Lord.
Even that though.
No, it wouldn't be worth it. No, I think a problem is maybe this card would be like stupid good in a slower game, but we've just made this game, like the game has evolved into one shot so much that healing doesn't really have a place anymore. Like I remember
the only viable
Sorry, I remember like back when Darkrai EX, the Night Spear one, was the big guy. Like Potion kind of became a spicy tech because you just like took off the 30 snipers, mess up their 2-shot math. But now it's like Buzzwole's gonna do 220 whether you like it or not. So healing isn't worth fitting in.
Exactly. And I mean, this will come out after Buzzwole's pretty much done and over with.
Yeah.
But I don't think we've read a whole lot of card leaks that have said, a lot of special condition problems. And even then, like, you're still going to be focusing on decks like, okay, we talk about Metagross, maybe Metagross comes back a little bit. You're still talking about decks that are going to one-shot you. Or even if you heal 90 damage, they're still going to 2-shot you.
Yeah. I mean, Ariados makes a big resurgence with its new reprints of Celestial Storm. Maybe that could be your hard counter for it. In fact, it would totally throw the deck off its momentum, but I mean that's like relying on this one deck becoming a big meta factor. So I don't know.
Or Dan your Victory Bell from Guardians Rising.
I so wanted that card to be good.
Nah.
Cool. What else we got, Darren?
All right, next let's talk about Cobalion and Counter Gain. So, starting off with Cobalion, metal Pokemon, 120 HP basic, of course. Its first attack for 1 metal, 1 colorless is Guard Press. 30 damage during your opponent's next turn. This Pokemon takes 30 less damage from attacks. And then its second attack is Metal Arms for 2 metal and 1 colorless energy. It does 80 plus damage. If this Pokemon has a Pokemon tool attached to it, this attack does 40 more damage. Weak to fire, resist psychic, retreat cost of 2.
Just in case you guys weren't sure if Guardy's dead yet, we got another counter.
Alright, and then we're going to move right along to Counter Gain. This one I like. This is a Pokemon tool, and it says as long as you have more prize cards remaining than your opponent, the attacks of the Pokemon this card is attached to cost C less, 1 colorless less.
Yeah, that is quite the card. Cobalion, I don't think there's a lot worth noting, really. Maybe it could find its way if metal becomes a thing again, but yeah, no, Counter Gain, it reminds me of, I'm forgetting all the old names, that Energy Gain tool from the SP era that, like, made Garchomp level X busted. Like, we're kind of back to the same thing. I mean, you could ride his beating for 1 energy. You could, like, use a lot of attacks for free now. With how big double colorless and colorless attacks are right now, like, this is just adding fuel to the fire, and it's honestly an amazing card. And it's gonna find a way to be good.
Dude, Cobalion's really not that fantastic, I don't think, but Counter Gain is pretty sick.
Yeah, that's
I like it.
I think I think a point somebody in the DDG chat made to me was like, now if you're playing Zork like Rock, if that's still your grind, and you get like you fall behind from something, you can bring up Lycanroc and like bring something up that you want to knock out, and attach that counter gain, attach 1 fighting energy, and just use Dangerous Rogue for 1 fighting. And that's just stupid. I love it though.
Yeah, I mean, how many times have we talked on the podcast, like, this card would be really good if it wasn't blank and a colorless. Like, if it did that for just 1 energy or something, and now basically that's what counter gain is giving you the option of.
Yep.
I feel like we say that almost every week.
I mean, it'll be like, right. It'll be like counter energy where it's looking for way to use it properly, and so far it's only been Zoroark, so it might see the same treatment where it can only work in Zoroark while other decks are still struggling to have a good, like, consistency edge in. So it might struggle just because it's, like, hard to find that right opportunity to play it, but I don't know, it just gives you so much utility. Like, it's weird that counter energy isn't doing the same thing for you, but I think the fact that it can go on a GX just fixes all problems that counter energy has.
Sweet. Sweet.
Dan, anything else you want to say about these two?
Counter gain is busted, and Cobalion sucks.
There we go.
Well,
you guys have said all I can possibly say about it. Just gonna give my thoughts.
I mean, you can one-shot Gardevoir.
Neat.
Which will be relevant again.
We have to one-shot Gardevoir. That's all this game has been lately.
Yep. All right, we're going to move on, and I'll take the one that I assume Dan doesn't want to cover, or maybe wants to cover less. So I'm going to talk about Genesect GX, and then there's a new Lugia and a new Pikachu promo. So Genesect GX is Metal, 180 HP, basic Pokemon. It's got the ability Double Cassette. You may attach up to 2 Pokemon Tool cards to this Pokemon. If this ability stops working, discard Pokemon Tools from this Pokemon until there is 1 remaining. And then for 2 metal and 1 colorless, it does Blast Bomb for 130 damage. And then for 2 metal and 1 colorless, it does Break Buster for 190 damage. Don't apply resistance for this attack's damage. That's its GX attack. I wonder what it does to say Break Buster GX. It's weak to fire, resistant to psychic, and a retreat cost of 2. I'm fine with this card. It's not bad.
Super lackluster.
Lugia. Yeah. Lugia is a basic Pokemon. Colorless. HP is 130. For 1 colorless energy, it does Power Charge, 30 damage. Search your deck for a basic energy card and attach it to this Pokemon. Then shuffle your deck. And then for 4 colorless energy, it does Blast Wind for 110 damage. Weak to lightning. Resistant to fighting, retreat cost of 2, and finally Pikachu, lightning Pokemon with 60 HP. It's basic. For 1 lightning, it does Static Shock, which is 10 damage, and then for 2 colorless energies, it does Scramble. Flip a coin. If head, search your deck for any 1 card and put it into your hand. Then shuffle your deck. Weak to fighting, resistant to metal, and retreat cost of 2. I don't think we have to talk about Pikachu or Lugia. They're just promo cards, anyways.
Hold on.
Please don't tell me you're going to talk about this Scramble.
No, I'm going to talk about just the art on Pikachu.
Okay.
I'm going to try to show this real quick. There we go. Look at that. For a lot of you guys who know me know that, like, I do not love Pikachu by any means, but this art is amazing, but only because of Tropius and Kecleon. It's awesome.
That Kecleon, though.
I can't see it, so I'll just believe you.
It's on Twitch. I'm showing it right now if you're looking.
Oh.
But it's
whatever. I'm imagining it.
It's pretty awesome.
This Lugia art is very good.
Yeah, but the card is really bad. So we can talk about Genesect.
You're right.
I mean, double choice band is gonna be really mean if you can get that going. Start him for
double
one.
choice band.
One shot's Guardy, right? That's what we're trying to do.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
No, I mean,
not let Guardy be a deck. That's final. It won a World's
you
Guide.
You could do choice band and what was the card that we just read? And then for 2 metal energies, you're doing 160.
Or counter gain.
Yeah, you're doing 160. You play a Kukui, you're hitting the magic number of 180. I mean, I don't think this card is terrible. There's other items that are going to come out, obviously. I don't know if your goal is going to be 2 choice bands, but I think that this is going to be an interesting card moving forward. You know, that it
Double
might not see a
choice.
lot of play right away.
Double choice Kukui is 210.
We did it, boys.
And then you're knocking out Zoroarks.
Yep, there you go. It's the bedeck. The Zoroark killer. I mean, there's just no good way to get metal energies out quickly, right?
Outside of
Metagross?
Max Elixir will be wrong. Yeah, Metagross would really be the only thing.
And that's making it worse. I'd rather just attach some energy a turn.
Actually,
Yeah. But I don't know. It's
there's gonna be
like
a
I
tool
like
that
the
comes out.
ability. Maybe like give you could do something cute within pair with that change clothes Magirna. Maybe you want some really weird way to like preserve tools, but I don't know what you're trying to accomplish there. I don't know what the end game is with that. That's just a thing you can do. But yeah, I don't know why you need that over just playing Magirna with your deck anyways.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we're making tool drop even more busted. These are 4-6 weren't doing.
I miss tool drop.
I mean, we were trying to play tool drop, and you didn't want your Siglifs to get KO'd easily. Just play a Genesect. You're kind of getting the job done.
Kinda.
Hex still kills you though.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's why people stopped playing it. Whatever.
All right. Next is how about Ditto Prism Star?
There it is.
There it is.
Oh.
What do you mean
Yes.
no? Oh, you said yo. Sorry. Okay. Ditto Prism Star is a basic colorless Pokemon with 40 HP. Ability: evolve into anything. I also heard this translated as any evolution or something like that. But once during your turn, you may play a Stage 1 evolution card from your hand onto this Pokemon to evolve it. Excluding your first turn and the turn this Pokemon comes into play. Weak to fighting, resistance to nothing, a retreat cost of 1. And then I'll also read Kahili real quick. Then we'll talk about them both. But Kahili's a supporter. Draw 2 cards and flip a coin. If heads, put this card back into your hand instead of discarding it. Alright. Ditto Prism Star is awesome.
Kahili's got to change the pre-release game, I'm telling you.
Kahili in the pre-release.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
man.
stupid. Ditto, oh my god, that card is so good. Like, that, we were just talking about all the potential that's adding to things. Like, you can, like, more comfortably play, like, a 1-1 line of a Stage 1 and not worry about getting prized, or, like, in Zoroark decks where you're going to have probably more than one Stage 1, maybe even a third one if you want to try shoving Mad Cargo into that mess. Like, you just, like, that Ditto is just your wild card. And if they choose to KO it, I mean, that kind of sucks, but then you've got your regular Pokemon anyways to evolve.
Yeah.
So,
Anything that plays more than one Stage 1, it just immediately got much better. Like, you can
Yeah.
bench a Ditto and not worry. Like, in Zoropod, you can bench Ditto and not worry about, like, okay, I need Golisopod, but I have a Zoroark on my, or a Zorua on my bench. Like, you can use it for whatever situation is best. Ditto, well, that's just a different way of saying what you just said, Brett, but this card is awesome, and I am in love with it.
Dude, I am so excited for this card.
yeah.
Oh, I
Like,
mean,
It's good.
oh, it's sick.
the only thing I hate about the Prism Star cards is, like, in some ways, I just imagine some of them being, like, available as 4-ofs and what that would do for, like, deck creativity, mostly for cards like Ditto. Like, I'm not
This would be busted.
It should be 4-ofs. Yeah, I'm not saying it should be 4-ofs for everything, but, like, I just, like, get a little creative. I remember I only get 1. But, yeah. No, you're right, though, Dan. Like, just, like, anything that's got multiple Stage 1s, is, like, it's just a why not card, you know?
And the art.
Yes.
It's trying to
Art's
square
great.
up, but it can't even attack.
Why I oughta.
But it's squared up and it doesn't have an attack. That's so rare. I love it.
Well, Ditto,
That is really rare.
pretty often, there's been a lot of Dittos that haven't had an attack, right? It just has some sort of transform ability.
Yeah, there's, like, no, don't they at least have, like, a colorless for 10 or something like that?
The Boundaries Crossed one didn't have an attack, and I think the Fossil or Jungle one, whichever set it came out in, didn't have an attack either.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just immediately thought of the Diddlebolic one from our Gold Soul Silver, but
That one does have an attack,
yeah, it's got that colorless for 10, yo.
but I love this card. And then Kahili, I mean, they got to make bad cards too, right?
You gotta do something. I mean, it's fan service.
However, I really do like the art.
Have you?
Yeah, but
have
why
you seen
can't it
that?
just be an item if it's gonna be so bad?
This would be busted as an
That
item.
busted as an item. That's like.
If
that's
there's
a
Still
big
flipping.
What?
Like if it,
You still just get to draw 2 cards with an item. That is
Wait.
way too good.
Hold on.
yeah.
What if as an Okay, hold on. Never mind. What if it was just one card? Draw one card, flip a coin. If heads, put this card back in your hand. Would it still be a good item?
Item? Oh yeah. Oh
I
yeah.
still feel like that's pretty good.
Yeah, you're
Yeah,
getting
Yeah,
a
but
free
look how
card.
bad it is right now. This is worse than Charon.
You know how many things are bad when you suddenly can't play in our sport for the rest of your turn? Like, what else is there? Like Pokemon Center Lady or some other stuff like that?
Pokemon Center Lady is kind of good.
Yeah, it
It
is.
was.
Like, or Team Flare Grunt versus Energy Removal, or Lysander was still good when it was a sport, but you get what I'm saying. But one thing that I thought was a funny tweet that I saw going around as soon as the card was revealed is, you know how some Pokemon arts are like sort of combined, where if you put them together, they're sort of fitting a whole image. Like maybe these 2 Pokemon are kind of coming together to like a bigger picture. So for those of you that remember the older cards, there was a Hollund's Voltorb that's kind of flying into the air from a golf course. So some people are suggesting that Kahili is like the finished art of it smacking the Voltorb off the fairway.
Man, I saw that too, and I laughed forever.
Yeah, I
Still-
retweeted it. Maybe the DDG can retweet it too, so if anybody's really confused on what I'm saying, they can go see it. But either
I
way,
actually
it's-
already did retweet it, and it's also on screen right now.
Oh, perfect, perfect.
It's
Okay.
it's pretty hilarious.
I mean, if I were you, I would have said they had to follow us to see it, but I'm
Oh.
a little more ruthless as a businessman.
Brett's the new PR guy. Go follow us on Twitter.
Thanks, Brett.
You're trying, Brett. I appreciate the attempts.
Yeah.
But we
That's-
flubbed it.
That's probably all we got, though.
Yeah, that's it for news. We'll get into Mexico and NAIC in a little bit here, but we want to do something fun while Brett was with us. So we're going to do something that we did last year around this time, and we didn't tell Brett about this at all, so he has nothing prepared.
Yeah, Brett has
Yeah.
no idea.
Well, somebody
We're gonna
spoiled it, I think.
we're gonna do an NAIC draft, and Brett is kind of in charge of the entire Team DGG say. So he's got 20 people, I guess, that would get upset with him if he lost, because he's representing all of them. And we're gonna have 9 rounds, and we're gonna do a chaos version of this, so it's gonna be different. Every round, I'm going to make new rules. I don't know what they are yet. I'm just gonna make them up as we go.
Okay.
And we'll just pick in order, and then the points are listed down below. So you're going to get 3 points for a win, 1 point for a tie, 0 points for a loss, like you would normally get, and then you get -2 points if one of your players drops. And then what did I put, Dan? Day 2, top 32 is 3 points. Is that right?
Is this
I guess
going
I
on
can
the Twitch screen?
This is going to be posted everywhere. So top 32 is 3 points, top
Like,
8 is
just
5
so I can
points.
See this right now?
Yeah, hold on a second. I'm just gonna make everything real ugly.
All right, awesome. That's what I like.
But at least people will be able to see what we're doing.
Oh man,
Perfect.
the jokes we can't tell. All right.
All right.
Alright,
So we're going to go in
And
order
boom.
here. We'll start with Brett, since he's our guest, and then we'll just go in order of what we normally do, and we'll go Dan, Darren, Danny. And then we'll start round 2, and then I'll go, and it'll go up to Brett until we have 9 rounds finished. And we don't like doing something where the winner gets something. We like doing something where the loser has to do something. So whoever... Is that right, Darren? That's what we like to do, right?
Yeah, I usually don't. I usually never fulfill my thing though.
Well, I'm gonna
Uh,
through. So
okay,
I'm going
okay.
first here, though, huh?
Yeah, so whoever loses, I'll calculate the points after NAIC is done. We'll talk about it on the podcast, and we'll post the results online. And whoever loses has to do something that the winners decided for our YouTube channel.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, so round
Well,
one, I can just. There's
Is there no
restriction.
chaos rule round 1?
There is a chaos rule in round 1.
Oh,
Busted.
all right.
All
well,
right. So the first chaos rule is you cannot pick anybody in top 16.
Gosh darn.
All
it.
right.
Top
Okay.
16 of NAIC, or any more specificity?
Just NAIC. So if you want to pick somebody from outside of NAIC who's in top of theirs, you can.
All right, sounds good. All right, then round one, I'm going toward Reckliv.
Yeah, it makes
It's
sense.
too easy, Danny.
GG,
Hey.
fam. Told you
Nice.
some there.
It's a good start.
Can't pick anyone in top
Mhm.
16. Pablo's not in top 16, right? Because he lives in Mexico. I'm going
Mexico gets
Pablo.
North America, yeah.
Okay.
All right. I'm gonna take our boy Chris Yakala.
Okay. I am going to go with somebody who's been on fire lately. I'm just counting on him to continue to ride the fire, and that's Mr. Alex Hill.
Ooh,
Nice.
I like it. We're just sniping up 17 plus.
Yep. So round 2, we're gonna make the rule that you cannot pick anybody from Team DDG.
Ah, jeez. We're just not letting me pick Caleb.
I gotta save him for me.
Oh,
Somehow.
goodness.
Danny's rigging it for himself, typical.
Serious. All right, so are we sneaking it, or is it back to me?
So it'll go
Uh,
Danny,
so I
Darren,
go first.
Dan, Brett.
All right.
And I'm gonna go with. Ooh, this is tough now that the top 16 is open, but I'm gonna go with Igor.
All right.
Ride the Igor train.
All right. I'm gonna take Pram. Oh, I like that, Dan. That's smart.
Sam
really smart.
Chen.
Ah, okay. Well, it's between Azul or Sam, so that's settled for me. I'm taking Azul.
Alright, Danny. What's our chaos rule for round 3?
And chat, feel
Um,
free to participate in our draft with who you'd pick.
I'm going to say for round 3, you can only pick a member of Team DDG.
Oh, jeez.
There's Caleb. This is what you wanted, Brett.
Yeah, I'll
Yeah.
take Caleb. I'm so this.
I'm gonna go Austin Ellis.
Ooh, the new recruit coming in strong.
Nice. I'll
No,
take
it's-
Frank. Frank's playing, right? He has
Oh
to.
my goodness.
Better. If you want to stop the team, you better.
That's my pick.
Sorry, Franklin. Had to go with
Do
the
we
boy.
even have anybody left on our team?
Whoa.
That's a little rude. That's a lot.
I know. Oh goodness. There's so many good players on our team, so it's kind of hard.
Yeah. Cover your bases there. Do damage control.
I'm trying. I want to think of somebody who's been super consistent. You know what? I'm just gonna go with. Gosh, I really hope he's coming. Is Rukan going? Rukan's going, right?
I don't think he is. He might.
He's
He might
just-
be bailing on it. Who is like for sure going? That's a tough question.
I feel like
Somehow-
everyone is for sure going except Rukan and Chris.
Chris.
Chris isn't
Chris-
going.
I don't think Chris Kemp. Sorry.
Oh, Chris Kemp.
Okay, I was like,
Chris Siakala is definitely going.
No, Chris Kemp.
I hope he goes. Jeez. Well,
Okay. I am going to go with
Oh, and
Isaiah.
if you want an easy pick.
I'm going with Isaiah.
All right. Round
He needs to stop
4.
too.
Round 4
Oh yeah.
has to be. This is gonna be so bad because you're gonna think I'm making these up. Has to be a first-year master.
Oh, what?
Uh,
You just won that easy pick. That's not fair. That's
I'm
not
gonna
fair.
pick Joey. I let you have Caleb. Literally let you have Caleb.
All right. All right.
I'm gonna have Joey.
Check.
Rudiger.
Your masters.
Danny is rating this so hard. Oh my god.
Yeah, what a rig.
All right, Darren, what do you got?
Is John Eng still first year?
Yeah.
No, don't
Okay.
pick him.
Is Sydney's first year, right?
Yep.
She's probably going.
I would assume so. There's
Yeah.
still good first-year masters left.
Oh yeah, there's tons.
Oh, jeez. Is Ian Robb a first-year master?
I
don't think so.
I don't know for sure.
Can't tell how old that kid is. He could be older than me. I wouldn't even notice.
I don't think he is.
Really? Jeez. All right, let me take a peek through here. Creeping the leaderboards here. I wish there was a first-year master filter.
Oh, Frank Diaz.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's
I think he could. Isn't Zhao Zhao too soon?
Yeah.
Too soon?
Wow.
Oh geez, Sydney was a good pick. I forgot about her. She's like 56 in the NAA right now. All right. Oh man, I'm gonna go big or go home on this one. I'm gonna take Kieran Wagner.
Nice. Okay.
Cool.
I think Gibby would have been my other pick, right? Gibby. And who's that one? Who's Dan? Who's our friend from Minnesota?
Yeah, I was gonna say you guys messed up by not taking M. Taylor, but then so did I. So
Yeah.
M. Taylor's definitely not a
Yeah,
first-year
Emery.
master.
he definitely is a first.
Actually, I don't know if Kieran is a first-year master. Didn't his incident come up when he was his first year?
Yeah, but that started at the beginning of this year. He's definitely a first-year master.
Well, he wouldn't have been if he wasn't suspended.
'Cause-
I think.
Yeah.
So technically, this is his first year in Masters. I think. I'm not 100% certain on that, but
When the
You
ban
know-
happened, I'm pretty sure that it happened at the beginning of like August League Cups, like August September League Cups, like Q1, and then it was a 6-month ban. So then you could do
he got
Virginia.
banned for trying to put down Wildfat against the Decidueye.
Yeah, that
and
happened. That happened, I think, at a Q1 Cup.
That wouldn't be Q1 though, because he got banned for a year. I don't know.
we'll just pick someone else then, Brett.
Oh,
I mean, so M is a first-year master. I mean, otherwise I'll just
Yeah.
roll Kieran.
We'll give you M.
All right,
M. Taylor.
all right.
Oh yeah.
A little safer
Jake
here.
Ewart is also a master. He's hot.
He's
Thank you.
not first year though.
Oh, he's not. Oh, I thought this was
Oh,
his
he's been a
first.
master for like, dude's like 18.
Oh, never mind.
Yeah,
Older than I expected. I'm an old person for not knowing how old kids are.
yeah. I mean, I thought Kieran was a first-year master, and that was dead wrong.
There
All
you go.
right.
Round 5 rule.
We're gonna do round 5. You have to pick somebody in top 16.
Have to go top 16.
Okay.
All right.
Oh no.
Man, I'm gonna choke here. This is where you have to like look a little bit more at their consistency versus attendance. Like, I don't know. I shouldn't throw shade about it though, but it's like if I had to pick someone that I think is consistent in top 16, I think I'm gonna go with Xander Perro.
And with that case, I am going to go Rahul Reddy.
Cool. I'll take. He's been hot this year. He's kind of coming back. I'll take Danny Altavilla.
Ooh,
Sweet.
Altavia in the casa.
I am definitely taking Pendy.
That was my other choice. Jimmy Pendravis.
Pendy Arvis. Okay. Does anybody else want to make up a rule
Yeah,
as
you
we
have
go
to.
now that it's my turn?
Yeah.
Huh?
You have to pick a streamer in round 6.
Oh, I don't know a lot of streamers.
Oh,
Me
that's
either. I will take Azul.
What? Azul's
Already
gone, bruh.
Been
I will
gone.
take Caleb.
I've been on that.
Caleb's gone, bruh.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you're
This
welcome.
is your chance to pick Dan Garman.
You're not
going.
going, Dan.
I don't.
Eric.
Eric Gansman streams. Who else streams? There's
I'll pick Raul. Oh wait.
Aaron,
All these
are,
guys-
Ninja.
I'm gonna pick. Wait, I know who I'm picking. I'm picking Sombra.
Oh yeah, that's a good call.
yeah, that's good, Ryan.
Jeez, took that one from me. Good. Ash.
All right, Darren, who you got?
Man, I wish I knew if. So Aaron posted some in the chat, and I would love to know if they are actually going.
Yes. I don't think so. Yes.
No, Ben's definitely going.
Is he?
Yeah, Ben and Sierra are going together.
Oh.
All right, Sierra's been hot, so I'm gonna take Sierra. She's been she got that championship mat the other day.
All right, I'm going Jack.
There it
Who?
is.
I don't know any streamers. Goodness.
Brett's
Really?
in a lot of
Ready
trouble.
for you.
Brett's team is stacked. He needs to pick some bad people.
Oh goodness, I'm like scrolling through Twitter frantically looking for someone here.
Honestly,
Just
how does
Dan
he have
Garman
like
in this.
the #1 player in the world and the 2 top players in North America on his team?
Dude, just go to Limitless. There are people that have like little Twitch symbols next to their
Oh,
names.
seriously?
Yeah, dude.
Okay. All right. Like, do I go player or how do I?
I went to
Rank.
rankings players, and then they have a Twitch symbol next to their name. So like Azul has one, Caleb has one, Rahul has one, Alex Sill has one.
Do they? Oh yeah, they do. Okay. Okay, yeah, no, I'll go Pedro Torres.
That's a good pick.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right.
Darren, you want to make up a rule?
I do. All right. This round. Hold on, guys. Things are gonna get fun.
About to get spicy.
Disperse the curse. All right. This time. Boy, that's a little tough though. How do you know if they're going? So pick a senior. You have to pick a senior.
Oh jeez.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, that's back to me. All right, at least I get first pick.
What? No, you don't.
Yeah, dude.
Oh,
It's
wait,
next.
yeah, you do. Pick a
Yeah.
senior. Jeez, I don't even know any seniors.
Hey,
Juice.
Connor Pedersen.
Right?
This dude just goes to the leaderboard and picks the #1.
Oh God, someone link me to the leaderboard.
Oh, come on. You weren't ready. Raul already. I'm scrolling through Twitter with 2% on my phone.
Whoa.
I'm not stopping either.
Realist. This is the realist.
Oh, Regan is a senior?
Yeah.
Busted.
Mm-hmm.
Why is this? What is? Oh my God! What is happening? Okay, go ahead.
You and your
Darren.
dog, Madding.
Okay. We're good at this. I'm gonna grab that. I'm gonna grab that there. Jackson 4.
Yeah.
Nice. I am going to pick Preston Ellis.
Mm-hmm. All right, I've got a rule.
Brett, do you want to make a rule for round 8?
Yep. For round 8, I'm gonna say they have to be between 300 and 400 championship points. Not, like 300 to 399.
So
they're
they
going
need
for
this
their
for their invite.
Yep. They need that 128 or maybe 512 depending on their thing. We gotta hit those people that are really grinding.
What's Cody at? Cody's at 3 something, right? He usually does well in the clutch.
Cody.
Graham. I
Cody
don't
Graham.
think he's at 300 yet.
No, I'm pretty sure he is at like 350 or something.
Oh man, there's a lot of people chilling at the 420 range. Goodness, I'm going a lot of pages back here.
Let's look here.
Yeah, Cody Graham, 365.
That's not bad.
Ooh.
But then he only needs top 512, right?
I mean, I guess that is part of it. Is that then you have to consider if they would like start like doing like concessions at that point or whatnot.
Yeah, just to get that.
Get locked in their IDs and stuff. What do we give points out up to? Oh, just records, right? And then also...
Yeah, just records and then date top 32 and up, basically.
Okay.
All right, I'll go with Cody.
Oh, there's a lot of good picks in this little range here.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Darren, what you got?
Good rule.
Yeah, that is a good rule. I think I'm gonna stay local. Is Nick Foltz going?
Ooh, I don't know.
He's at 357 according to the leaderboards.
I feel like he would make the trip out as long as he doesn't get tied down.
All right, let's do it. Nick Foltz.
Now I know this list isn't completely updated, but let's see. Let's go Reno Bernardo.
Ah, geez, I got like 3 really strong picks. I don't know who to decide between. Oh wait, he's still going too? Ah, jeez. Like that 4. Like the top 4 that I've seen right now to pick between is Jay Lesage, Eric Gansman, Chris Derricher, and also who was that last one I just saw? Oh, it can obviously only has 332 two. Jeez. And then yeah, there's like just so many good players like stuck in this little middle spot. Like, what have they been doing all season? No shade necessary, but who I feel like is most likely to really take off would be, oh man. Oh, and then I was also looking at Cody Walensky. I mean, if I had to trust someone to pop off, I got
You
I
have
gotta go
10
with Cody
seconds.
Walensky. Cody Walensky.
All right,
Alright.
should we just do no rule for round 9?
That's the most chaotic rule of all.
There are no rules
I like it.
for round 9.
All right, go
All right.
ahead, Brent.
Oh, I have to finish it up. No fair. Oh, jeez. All right, let me run back up to the top of the page here. Who we overlooked? Trying to see.
There's a lot of good players left still.
Yeah, right. Yeah, we ignored a lot of people. Who do I like trust to really wrap it up though? I guess I would say. Here's grinding. I would say Ryan Sablehouse.
I hate everything.
Look at you typing.
What are you up to, man? Just format.
Oh, it's perfect.
Geez, there is a lot of good players. That's holy. Chris Shemansky.
Dang it, that was my pick.
I'll take Ian Robb.
That's a good pick too. I was thinking about that.
I like it.
Is this like
Rationale,
mystery
this is a
relevant
struggle.
here? Last pick.
Well, this is tough because I was like, oh, I'll go Chris Szymanski, and if somebody takes him, I'll go Ian Robb.
I think
So,
Yeah.
like, both of my
There's
picks are
only
off the board.
I think
Yeah,
there's only 2
Plant
top
doesn't matter.
16 left that haven't been taken.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but, I mean,
Doesn't mean
That
he wants
doesn't-
them.
Frank
necessarily.
barely hanging on.
yeah, he needs
He's gonna have some fun.
this. Like, part of me leans towards Jose, because Jose's had a strong season, but he's gone to a lot. I don't know if Kean's going. Aaron Tarbell's always a decent pick. Riley's been really good. Or I could just go Jimmy Taylor and be like, dude's a stud at every event he goes to.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can say with
Well,
certainty that it's
I
going.
already put in Jimmy Taylor, so you better hope he's going.
Perfect.
Okay, if Jimmy Taylor's not going, I could just change it to Alex Szymanski, though.
Jimmy Taylor. Okay, that's fine. Someone call
I'll
Jimmy
go
Taylor
home
right
team.
now.
Corey, ask Jimmy Taylor if he's going. And then I'll go with that pick. Honestly, when has Jimmy Taylor gone to a regionals and not day two'd? So,
It's true.
He's pretty good.
Like,
It's
the last one was probably his Magic the Gathering tournament that he went to.
All right, Chad. Who has the best team?
I already know, and it's not. I mean, it's this was supposed to be like a bad draft for Brett, and I just keep looking at his team, and I'm like, you gotta be kidding me! How did that happen?
Wow.
But we'll
No-
see.
No people. I just found a loophole in every rule you threw at me.
I know.
Aaron thinks Danny will win. Incorrect.
I mean, you wouldn't be wrong. It's
Yeah,
happened
you,
before.
you somehow make that
Literally
miracle
every
happen.
time.
I mean, you gotta allow those miracle players that come out of nowhere.
Yeah, I mean, there's some hot players. Like, I kind of went like Joey's always in day two. Jimmy's super consistent. Alex and Igor are hot right now. Ryan's been on fire lately. I'm happy with my team. I'm confident in them. We'll
Yeah,
see how
Ryan-
it goes.
Ryan has been popping off at the end of the season, so who knows?
hmm Jimmy isn't going. Okay,
Boy.
then I've got Alex.
Get that young Szymanski.
Young Szymanski.
Szymanski boys. Jimmy isn't going. What a scrub.
We should just do a Szymanski draft where we pick which Szymanski we think is going to do better at a given tournament.
Diane.
Dibs on Diane. Dang it.
That is a valid option.
Cool. All right, so this is our draft. We'll pay attention to it. We'll post how things go. So we'll post this to our Facebook page and Twitter at the end of this recording, so everybody can see it. And then, yeah, I think that's it. Stream will be back.
Yeah, I gotta put it back together now. Now that we're done. I screwed
Awesome.
it
Okay,
all up.
well, with that, we can move on to our next topic, which is going to be a little bit of a. We'll go over a little bit of Mexico recap and a little bit of NAIC prelude. We'll do. It's tough because since NAIC starts on Thursday of next week and we record on Wednesday, it's more relevant talking about it tonight than it will be next week. But we did have a regional over the past weekend in Mexico, and the winner was, I don't know if I'm going to say this right, Eder Cirillo Soto.
Translation.
Eder Soto is the 2018 Mexico City regional champion. He played Zoroark Golisopod. We've talked about Zoroark like a million times as being the meta in basically every other country except ours.
Eder Jario Soto, if my accent can still hold up these days.
There you
Not
go.
Spanish ever.
Brett, wasn't Zoropod kind of the main play a lot down in Brazil?
I ran away for a second.
Oh, sorry. Wasn't wasn't Zoropod kind of the main play down there in Brazil when you were over there?
I don't know. I mean, the tournament that I did well at, first and second, was Zoropod, and I mean, I feel like that was just it. And then everyone's like, "Wow, Zoropod's good," and it was just kind of when it was on its high ride. Because after that, I think Buzzrock started to take over.
Yeah.
Because then people were like, "Jet Punch."
Punch those Jets. Other than that, top 8 looked like this. Number 1 moving into day 2 was Chris Szymanski, who was playing Buzzwole Garbodor. And Buzzgarb was actually the top 2 spots. Then there was one Zoropod list. Number 4 after day 1 was Alex Szymanski, who was playing Zygarde GX and Lycanroc GX. So that was kind of the outlier. And then we had 3 Buzzrock lists, and number 7 was Fernando Perez, who was playing Malamar Psychic. So a little bit of a diverse, not too diverse. You had 5 spots that were controlled by Buzzwole, and then 3 outliers.
Shout out to
Buzzgarb.
the one Costa Rican player that showed up in day 2. That's kind of hype.
Yeah, that's
It
cool.
was not a cheap flight for him.
Wow. Lucario Zoroark. Interesting.
Yeah.
So what do we think of this day 2 or this meta from Mexico, Brett? Is this pretty similar to what we saw in Madison? Is this just how the meta is right now?
Ian Robb definitely created a ripple effect. Him and Wes Hollenberg played that Buzzgarb deck, and first off, they had a really good intuitive thing with their deck building. I think a lot of people stick so much to the the generic deck building line that we forget the simple things. They realize that the only cards that I'm searching for are basic Pokemon and Garbodor, and on top of that, I only have I don't really need to discard anything for my deck. So they just cut Ultra Ball, put in Nest Ball and Mysterious Treasure, really max out that Lele consistency. It's not as big in Buzzgarb, so whatever. And just the fact they didn't play Ultra Ball was a really small but genius decision, just because I feel like people don't think about that. And then also the order pad. I haven't played the deck myself yet, so I can't make a hard call, but the idea that order pad just makes you find those float stones much easier, because anyone that's played a Garb deck probably knows how obnoxious it is to whiff your float stones. And even though you add a flip into the deck, just give yourself that little extra edge to find float stone, or maybe your Pokemon search card. I don't know. I think that they really built the deck well, and that's why we're seeing it do better in day 2, because people have really improved the list a lot. Otherwise, it's pretty standard. Buzzrock, Zoroark variants, Malamar. I think it's crazy that Buzzwole dominated so much, and that Malamar didn't seem to really affect it a whole lot. I'm not sure what's up with that. Definitely the Zygarde deck. We should talk about that a little bit more, but that, and then there's also a Dawn Wings Garb deck that kind of flew at the bomb with the one Canadian player that day 2'd. So, or there's more that day.
Oh yeah, there's a couple.
Yeah. I'm that's incorrect, but there's one that kind of fizzled out in day 2. I looked at the list for Dawn Wings Garb. I don't know what you guys think about, but I'm not thoroughly impressed. It seems like it could do well, but I just feel like there's a lot of problems with this deck. I don't understand why we're playing a promo Dawn Wings. Dawn Wings GX is cool as a solo attacker, but I don't know. It's an interesting choice, but it's cool. And then, yeah. So I don't know if you guys have any thoughts about those decks.
I just, like you were saying, it's really interesting that people are moving away from Ultra Ball. It's, a card that's been 4 of for, years, a decade almost. It's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Ian Robb and Wes get major props for really think outside the box for this deck. It's such a simple choice, but nobody ever thinks to not play Ultra Ball. Whenever I'm on TCG player, that's my first thing is to click Ultra Ball 4 times. I mean TCGO. But yeah, and then I didn't really look at the other decks, but I mean really that 3 to 4 baby Buzzwole line is just here to stay right now. I mean, I don't know. So one prize attacker is becoming a big thing. I know Caleb had a good finish at a special event with that baby Hoopa Malamar build, and then the baby Mewtwo Malamar build as well. So I think single prize attackers are just becoming more and more important, or something like Buzzgar where you're doing some other disruption and then just having that power Jet Punch, or just being Zoroark. I don't know. Like, we're finding out what's. Go ahead.
You mentioned Zygarde GX a little bit. So Alex took top 4 at Mexico with Zygarde, and now PokeStats always has, some amazing information, but it says Zygarde GX has now placed top 4 or better at a regional or special event for 4 consecutive weekends.
Yeah.
So what is so good about this Zygarde list? That's
a good point. I'm going to look at his list a little more closely here. I said at the beginning of this podcast that I don't think there's going to be major sleepers, but if there were to be one, I would mention Zygarde. And I know Rukan put a bit of testing into this, and I think everyone just really underestimates how powerful that first attack is. It does 50 for a DC, and then you accelerate 2 fighting energies. Like, even if it's lacking in power after that, like, you just have a fully powered attacker so quickly that it's just stupid. And then, I mean, you have your natural fighting buffs, so with Diancie Prism Star, 1 Regirock, according to Alex's list, your Strongs. Does he have Kukui? He doesn't, but that makes Land's Wrath with Choice Band. You're already up to 180. You can get to 190 pretty easily. So you can really steamroll through some stuff. And that 130 is actually really good at killing baby Buzzwoles. So I could see where this deck does really well. It doesn't have that psychic weakness where the Malamar might seem really strong. So now that I look at it, there's like a lot this deck has going for it that is in a way a meta call. But at the same time, I heard Alex say that he wouldn't play this unless he expected to only play against Zoroark, Lycanroc, because that's like the easy matchup deck for him.
Yeah, that makes sense, because obviously you're going to have a field day against Zoroark, and
yep.
I mean, that's kind of the case with this or Buzzwole. They do well against, obviously has a very good Zoroark matchup.
Yeah, definitely. I don't know. I don't think it's really like a tier 1 deck, but just if you hit a double colorless and Ultra Ball took more away some fighting energies, like, you'll be off of the races really quickly. And I mean, I think it just gets powered up super quickly. I think it's funny that nobody of ours played Bonnie. So maybe that GX attack is just like your one little pop off, or you're probably just using Dangerous Rogue to get your one shot off. But I mean, I guess when you add in Bloodthirsty Eyes, this thing's also a total Lele killer. Like, that Land's Wrath is gonna hit 170 very easily with like all the different damage modifiers. So if you're not sure what to do, you can just kill a bunch of Leles.
Cool. All right. Well, we did have a couple of a few Team DDG players that went down. The only one who had a notable finish was Isaiah, who made day 2, and then kind of fizzled out a little bit. So, congrats to them for going down. Congrats to Isaiah for making day 2. How does this transfer, Brett, into NAIC now that we're a little over a week away from NAIC? Is it just going to be basically Baby Buzz and Zoroark and Buzzwole all over the place, Malamar? Like, are you just going to see 4 decks, basically?
I think we're not shaking up a whole lot. If anything, I do have to give the Shamanskys credit. I feel like every time they show up to a tournament do well, they play something a little kooky and everyone's doing something crazy. They don't do that all the time, but, I think of, like, Metagross. I think of Chris Shamanski's quad Max Potion Gardevoir deck. Those guys love their Max Potions. And now Buzzgarb and Zygarde, like, I don't know what these guys do. They just, like, figure out a deck and they make it work. But nonetheless, like, I think if anything, those two with the results, since they're such, like, respected players, they're going to make people think there are some other options besides the main 3 now. Because Buzzgarb, along with some other notable finishes in day 2, it's going to make people think, okay, Buzzgarb's actually a deck. There's a thing, combined with Ian Ra's performance. And then Zygarde, I think, people are hearing about it down in Malaysia or wherever it was in the Oceanic region. Now that, like, a known player in the North American region has done well with it, I think people might take it a little more seriously, even though we kind of talked bad about it. So I think we're not going to get too crazy here. Maybe someone's been really sleeping on a deck they're waiting to bring to Indian Columbus. I personally can't imagine what it would be. So I think we're not going to get a whole lot of deviation, but we'll probably see some of these decks that are gaining fringe success pop up again at NAIC just because it's big enough that you'll kind of like hear about one of these decks if they're doing well.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Sweet.
So as far as like Lapras goes, just continue on with NAIC. We've seen Lapras do well. We've seen Hoopa do well. We've seen a couple other decks. You think that those are kind of not going to be overly relevant in next week?
Yeah, I mean, Baby Buzzwole just does such a number to those decks. I mean, I'm not sure how Hoopa's still like thriving in like a major Baby Buzzwole environments. Like even like Sledgehammer just 2 shots it right back for an energy. So unless I'm missing something, you know, I mean, I took a loss to Quad Hoopa at Madison Regionals and felt amazing about it. So I can understand how the deck can kind of pull through, but like, I don't know. I think attacking Hoopa just has so much going against it at this point because people are switching to single prize attackers, which obviously aren't GXs. And then, I don't know, Lapras, like, every time I play it, like, I just get a little disappointed, you know? Like, every time I collect, I wish I was jet punching. And even though the second attack's literally the same thing, like, it's just, like, just not Buzzwole, man. I can't Beast Ring. I can't have all these other cool attackers. I don't have Lycanroc. Like, every time I play it, I just miss Buzzrock. So I can see how it still does well. Like, it really is a run hot deck. As long as you're doing your thing, like, you'll get there. Aqua Patch probably overall is better than Beast Ring, but it's just that explosiveness trade-off. So I don't... Like, Lapras is okay. And I wouldn't ever play it over Buzzrock, I don't feel like, at least in this given format. So maybe it'll pop off again because somebody just really is diehard Lapras is their favorite Pokemon back from Red and Blue. I don't know. So I mean, you might run into it, but it's definitely not worth considering if you're trying to like metagame for it. There's not really anything you have to do to worry about it. You just beat it.
Oh,
Perfect.
Caleb.
Yeah.
Lapras GX is trash.
Yeah, to be fair, we all got hyped up on it. Like, if anything, Caleb started to get his good player instincts. Like, this doesn't seem good. We're like, nah, just play it, man. Have you freaking Blizzard burned before?
Okay. Are there any? So before we move on, a couple of years ago, and we asked this last year too, but a couple of years ago, obviously, Wailord took NAIC by storm and was this giant sleeper deck. Can you give me, and all three of you guys can answer. Give me a sleeper deck that you think that could make a move that's not played right now, really, at all.
I'll start since it looks like Brett and Darren are thinking. Eviltal.
Ooh. Yveltal Garb's comeback. Oh, what was that deck that did well? The James Arnold's YouTube Garb deck. I actually really like that. I totally blanked on it. It's kind of like Dawnwing's Garb, but good. And I don't know, like, I can see what's good about it. That GX deck can kind of pop something. And I don't know, there's something with that one deck in particular that I wouldn't be surprised to see it kind of blow up on, or because it's got that Yveltal Garb feel where it can work its way through a matchup. I think Psychic Weakness might be its downfall, but I'm excited to hope that deck does well. I'm sure James will be playing it, so best luck to him. I hope he takes it far. I don't know, anybody else for sleeper decks?
Darren, say
I'm gonna say
Eviltal.
I want to say Ho-Oh Volcanion. There's gonna be more than one.
Still there.
Yep.
I would also throw out, if we're really talking out of the woodworks, is Pumpkin Bomb Rotom.
Yeah.
Yeah, someone's gonna figure out that last little bit of spice that we were missing, the thing that perfected the dish, and we'll just see it in the finals, lose into a Toad Garb or something. Yeah.
Not that Toadgar will be at NAIC,
But Luxio Garb.
Is Greninja still viable at NAIC? I know it has some decent showings in Madison.
Totally. It kind of made no appearance in the past week, but God, I mean, Jake Urich showed it. Like, with the weird things that's having consistency in the game right now, like Greninja could totally just take this tournament by storm again, you know. But it really just needs to do its thing. But there's probably I don't think it's ever been more consistent relatively to other decks before. Like it's always been like the one where like you know it's gonna dead draw, but after playing all the other decks, like I feel like it's the same problem anyways.
Okay.
And we watched Jake Ewert take down alternate across the deck that played Giratina in top 8, and it wasn't that he whiffed it, it's just he just jousted his way to victory. And I mean I feel like that's very showing, and people's reaction to that are gonna be I can't Giratina doesn't make a difference, I may as well just say screw it and not play it. And B, Greninja's really good. Like I just watched this guy take it down, and I can totally do that. So I bet Greninja will be there. I bet it'll do well. I don't know why it's been off the radar lately.
Fair enough. Awesome. Anything else we want to talk about for NAIC before we move on?
Just pick our winners, right?
You want to pick your deck winner or your player winner?
Ooh.
Just player, I suppose.
Okay.
All right.
I'm going to pick.
DDG.
I'm going to pick Caleb. I win NAIC, but not regionals. Gedimer.
Ooh,
Ooh.
I like that. I'm gonna say Frank fights through the nail-biting stress and takes home the bacon.
Wow.
With Eviltal.
Loyal DDG.
Is Aaron Lukenbach going?
No.
I don't think so.
Oh, there goes my hot pick. Try to think. Let's see. Now this is tough, man. If not Caleb, I would say we would see. I'm gonna go Austin Ellis just because I want to stick to the team.
Wow.
Yeah, let's just see Austin finally get a W he deserves. He needs one bad.
I guess I'll also stay at home.
Wow, look at us.
Yeah,
I was going to anyways. As much as I think that Caleb is gonna win, I'll pick someone else because Caleb's already been picked.
Oh, we've all got Caleb with an asterisk.
Caleb.
Our player with an asterisk, if not Caleb.
Well, thanks, Corey. Now he's gonna. You're just saying Noel because I said Noel. Nah, Noel. He's got it.
No,
It'd be sweet if Chris won and got back into top 16.
Yeah, I was looking at the points. Chris is gonna need quite the performance to jump in the top 16. I know he's gonna do it, but
As long as he doesn't knock Frank out, right? Like as long as he
Yeah.
gets in and Frank
Chris-
stays there.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Chris
Maybe not
takes
like
home
how we're gonna be mad.
top 8. Dude.
All right. So with that, we can move on and do our. We still got his 400 points. Really that difficult? Let's get really quick about this one. There was just some topics going around that 400 points might be too little, even though in the past we've had years where it's been 300 points. There were some posts going around that 400 points is actually pretty easy to get to, and team member or players can feast off of league cups to get there. Should you be downselling your invite if you just hit your invite based on majority of league cups?
So
We'll just go real quick around.
I want to keep this quick too. So I recently tweeted about this on my personal Twitter at ClassicDDG. And basically my thoughts on it are you shouldn't downplay an achievement just because the end goal was easier than what it has been in the past. No bad players got to 400 points this year. Everyone who will be playing at Worlds is still a good Pokemon player. While I don't necessarily agree with the format and the structure of how a Worlds invite is obtainable, I do agree that everyone who goes deserves what they got.
For me, I know at the start of the season we talked about how points are going to be readily available to anyone who puts in the effort. And now we're seeing the fruits of people's labor. Right at the start of the season, I was of the camp of, people are just going to scoop their friends in for, with league cups, but that didn't really happen a whole lot. So I was proven wrong. Instead, we saw league cups become very relevant and league challenges completely disappear. For the most part, some people, even in this call, may have used a league challenge to their advantage. And I don't know. Honestly, like Dan said, everyone that's going, they deserve to be there. They earned it. And who cares if this is an easy invite? It's better than I did. I did 0 points this year.
Same.
And there's still plenty of, like we were looking earlier during our draft, there's plenty of well-known pro-level players that don't have their invite yet.
Yeah,
To everyone that got it.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
And Darren said it, but at the beginning of the year, across the course of this season, my tune has definitely changed from what I said when the structure first came out. I thought it was going to be easy. I thought we were going to see 1,000 players at Worlds, and it's not going to be that way. And like I said, bad players will not be at Worlds. So.
Cool. Brett, do you want to weigh in here?
Totally. I think that the invite structure is actually really fair. I really like it and I'm okay with how it is, and I think that's based in my opinion that again, just how I think it should be, that Pokemon is more of a hobby. I think maybe a counter argument that I'd touch on really quickly is people are saying oh well, World Championships for other things like sports or chess, even 5% of those people competing is absurdly high. And to me, I think I'm just drawing a line where Pokemon shouldn't be that cutthroat and serious. I think that to obtain a Worlds invite, it should totally be possible if you are a student and don't want to sacrifice your studies, or are a employee and don't want to have to not be able to work a full-time job or use all your vacation to play. I think it should be totally available to your average working Joe or average college student. I don't think it should be something that you have to sacrifice more parts of your life from. And I think the way this is right now, with your ability to earn a lot from League Cups and travel to nearby regionals, I think it's very fair right now. And if people think it's too many people at Worlds, maybe not quite the skill cap they want, I think that's what Day 2 is. Day 1's more your right to compete for it. It's still an exclusive event. And then Day 2 is where you're the prestige, I've done it. So I think it's very well structured right now.
Well, I think the other part of that counter argument is over 50% of NHL and NBA teams make the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Less than 5% of the player base is going to be at the World Championships? That's such a bad argument.
Yeah. So, not to discredit other people's arguments, but I do think that it's okay.
That one is bad. Discredit that one. It's stupid.
Okay. All right. We can start picking fights. That person probably doesn't listen to podcasts anyways. So, no, I don't know. I just think that it's totally okay for because I think there are a lot of events that don't really have that sort of thing. If you consider the Smash community or our fighting game communities, those high level tournaments are still open entry. So the fact that our highest level tournament does have a little, you need to do X to come here, I think is pretty cool for a what I want to call a casual gaming community. I think there's still some prestige there in of itself. I think we're comparing ourselves too high. We're complaining about how this is compared to the World Cup.
Yeah, and I would agree with everything that's being said, really. I think Brett brought up a good point that it should be something that's viable if, you're a full-time student, or if you're a full-time employee. You want to keep things where it's... I understand that some people have the ability to travel a lot more, and then maybe, your goal should be top 16. But for those people who don't have that ability, it shouldn't be out of question for you to get an opportunity at going to Worlds. I can understand both sides of the coin a little bit, but as long as there's incentives for those people who do get to travel to all those events, like Top 16, and I understand this year's a little different because Top 16 is really like a giant money pit.
Yeah.
And that needs to be changed. But other than that, I think that, there is some incentive to being able to go to all of these events. But I agree. I think it should be something that you should be proud of, especially if, that's one of your goals. They gave you this system, you should take advantage of it, and I think it's awesome.
Yep, totally. I mean, I think any way where, like, if you had to consider for going for your invite that you had to, like, take off, like, accept time where you might get in trouble with work or, like, your grades suffer, like, that's not okay. I wouldn't approve of that system. Even if the idea is, well, then don't do it, but I think we should just make it so that anybody can try it.
Perfect. All right, well, we wanted to keep that brief because we're running a little bit long right now. So we can move on. I think, right, guys? You guys good to move on?
I'm good to move on.
All right, let's go to our weekly. Well, somebody needs to sing it.
All right. It is time for the weekly top 5.
Cool.
And this week...
And we it's so many different things that we're choosing from.
Dan,
top
hold on.
5 potato chips.
Oh, I'm holding on.
I'll cut this out. You need to add an O to that too.
Well, I'm changing it right now anyways, but yeah, you're right.
Okay. All right.
Does that bother you?
Yeah, dude.
What's our weekly top 5? I gotta get it off screen.
Potato chips?
I thought that's what it was.
Oh my god.
Top 5 potato chip flavors.
So I think we should do. Darren had a good suggestion, but I think we'll save that one for when we get a little bit closer to rotation. And this week, let's do the top 5 cities you want to see Worlds in next year, just in case of the off chance that they decide to announce it, prior to Worlds this year.
It's possible. All right.
You good with that, Brett?
Yeah, no, totally.
Okay. So top 5 cities can be anywhere in the world.
Oh jeez.
Yeah. Right. Technically.
Good thing we're not. Good thing we're totally 100% prepared for anything all the time. All right.
Of course.
Who's starting? Number 5.
Yeah.
Number 5. I would like Worlds to be in Minneapolis. I think it's. I mean, I know we haven't had a regional there, but I think it's a really. I mean, it's a popular city. It's beautiful and it's burgeoning, and it's. I mean, it's an international hub. Minneapolis sounds like a great place.
Okay.
Oof.
Danny's
Man,
turn.
Yeah, I can go next. So, some of my picks are repeat, like they've been done already, but I'm gonna go with Vancouver.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Am I up next?
Yeet.
All right.
Sure.
Okay, so I think my number 5 pick is based on the fact that I think it'd be cool to explore more internationally, although I know it probably won't happen because they don't want to cut their main player base of the opportunity to attend Worlds. But if I were to go international, my number 5 would be Paris. Put Worlds in
That
Europe.
would be sick.
Yeah.
That would be really cool.
Yeah.
Right. Dang.
Tokyo, Japan.
Ooh.
All right.
I feel like that might be a little bit low, but can you imagine?
Oh yeah, no, that'd be really cool.
That'd be so sick.
That would be super. All right. My number 4, moving right along, is Orlando.
Nice. My number 4 is Seattle.
Okay. My number 4 is
Or up in the West. I'm in
Madison, just because.
Busted.
Why
Let's
not?
go. Minneapolis, Minnesota, number 4. I just want something there, so I'm gonna keep saying it until something's there.
Fair enough.
So
Darren?
Number 3, let's do London.
Nice.
Ooh, keeping it international.
Great place.
My number 3 is Orlando.
Okay.
Nice.
That's nice. Number 3, I'm gonna go to Tokyo as well, just because I think Japan would make a lot of sense for Worlds and be really cool.
For number 3, I'm gonna keep it in Florida, but we're gonna go to Miami.
Okay. Okay.
I want to get further away from the wizarding world of Harry Potter. I don't know.
You actually gotta be so excited to go to Florida. I don't think you're missing out on much. At least one of those juniors are gonna get eaten by an alligator.
Yes. Yes. Number 2, I think it'd be really great to get a Worlds at the Mile High City. Get it in Denver.
Ooh. Okay. That'd be cool. Be cool.
I like that.
I'd have a free
International airport. Maybe.
Maybe, right? Wow.
The mayor, it's Corey.
My number 2, and I don't know exactly why I chose this one. I just felt like it'd be cool to go there. I chose Philly.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool. Let's start exploring the U.S. a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Because I know Danny is talking about going back to old places. My number 2 is gonna be Anaheim. I was actually really, I don't know, I just really liked it. Thought it was a good place, and I'd love to go back there. I think it's just a really nice venue area and city, like surrounding it.
My number 2, Viva Las Vegas.
See,
Interesting.
I was thinking that too. The only problem I have with that is like, I mean, I know you can get decently cheap flights.
And
Oh, it's so cheap.
hotels. You can get cheap pretty much everything.
Yeah, so cheap.
I just don't know if
Yeah,
Pokemon would ever do it.
No,
Taco Bell
but
Cantina.
this is our
Great
top 5, not Pokemon's top 5.
Yeah,
I mean, they listen to us though.
EEG's taking over Worlds next year,
Exactly.
Ooh. Oh, wow.
taking the stream.
That's a step.
That's the goal.
Yeah.
All right, Darren,
Alright.
what's your number 1?
One.
Number 1. This is obvious. You guys have already said it. Tokyo. Number 1.
Tokyo would be so fun.
Mm-hmm.
My number
be
1
there.
is actually Honolulu.
Okay.
Oh.
Cool. My number 1, I don't know exactly how I feel about, but I think it'd be really cool just for respective Midwest players to do Chicago. I mean, it's just easy to get there. I feel like there's some underrated stuff to do in Chicago, some underrated food, and just like, you know, like a lot of the good players come from the Chicago area and surroundings, so I think it just makes sense. And if for a reason Chicago sucks, at least take it to St. Louis.
My number 1 is Berlin, Germany.
Ooh.
Wow.
Really?
Nice.
Beer.
Yeah.
Yeah, that definitely has a lot to do with it.
That's why you want to be there.
Yes. Yep. If I had to pick like one beer city in Europe, it would definitely be Berlin.
Yeah, here's the thing. If you want to complain about 400 points being too little, then put Worlds somewhere abroad, and a lot of those people who only have 400 points aren't going to go.
Yeah, seriously. That's
Or they're not
Yeah.
going to shoot for 400 points. The only problem is if you do something outside of the U.S. or outside of North America, I feel like you kind of deter players from shooting for an invite because they're like, well, I'm never going to be able to go to Paris.
That's
You
why
know.
I think it won't realistically happen. Like, Pokemon knows it's a bad business move, so they won't do it.
Yeah. All right. Well, that was
That's
fun.
quick. Good job.
Cool.
We did it.
All right, Darren. I don't know how you're going to sing this, but you got to figure it out.
All right. DDG mailbag. What's that?
That was good.
Good enough, right? Good enough. We we had a couple responses. Let's take a look here. So to participate in our Ask DDG, you got to head over to Twitter and you have to use the hashtag AskDDG. Or since you're here, why don't you just ask us questions in chat? Because we only have one question that I want to, or we have 2 questions I want to take from Twitter. So you guys think of some questions, let us know in the Twitch chat here. In the meantime, let's read this one from at Captain Domathy. I'm sorry if I'm saying that wrong. Since starting up a business that revolves around Pokemon, has that impacted how much you enjoy the franchise as more of a hobby at all?
So for me, like, I've started to kind of hate playing TCGO since I started streaming, but outside of that, my love for the franchise has actually grown. So it has impacted it, but in a positive way and not a negative way.
Nice. For me, I'm deeper into it now than I have ever been. So I've also been impacted, but it's been positive. I've met so many new people, streaming and recording videos, doing this podcast. I have never been more loved by just random strangers in my life, and that's really interesting. It's an interesting thing to just go to a regional and someone walks up, "Hey, you're Darren from Deaddrawgaming." Granted, it's only happened like twice, but still, that's 2 more times it would have happened if I wasn't doing this.
Yeah, it's been super impactful, and I mean, I love it in different ways. Like before, when I was playing competitively for the brief time that I did, like it was a lot of fun getting together with friends and theory mining and trying to come up with new lists and fun lists and unique things that could break the meta a little bit, and I really enjoyed that. And then starting this, like I was talking to Darren on Saturday about this. I haven't sleeved a 60 in, gosh, I cannot even literally tell you. It's probably been 10 months since I've sleeved 60. Like, it's nuts. And, like, I haven't played PTCGO since, probably close to the same time, just because I haven't had time to do it. Because this business is just taken, so much time away from doing that. But the great thing about it is I haven't gotten away from that competitive side, because we still do news, we still talk about card leaks, we still have to know the cards, and then we have this amazing team that literally chats all the time. I feel like I could just leave up a 60 right now and be 10 times better than what I was before, just from reading what they write and listening to them. So I mean, it's great in a different way than what it was before. And I've said this before too, like it's more impactful because the community outside of just the competitive area is so amazing and so wonderful, and I've met some of my best friends just that aren't necessarily involved in like the super competitive range. The community has really like opened up its door to us and opened up its eyes to us and its arms, and it's fantastic. But just the entire community outside of the competitive world is so much bigger than I think any of us ever anticipated, which kind of dedicated or directed where we're going. Yeah, and I'm best friends with Jack Black. I've never thought I would be able to say that before. Like, I have a celebrity best friend, which is super amazing. So, yeah, super impactful in a different way, but a good way.
Nice. The next question we have is from man, we're just gonna say Mark. It's like at Macker USN. I don't know. I'm terrible. Why are there so many lame cards made? I know they can't all be great, and some lame cards become better when new sets come out, but some, a large percentage, are that bad and they never have a chance to be used. Why?
If every card is busted, no cards are busted.
Great point. We can leave it there. That is a perfect response. All right, we have a question in the chat from Aaron Lukenbach. Aaron Lukenbach says, if you could change one thing about Pokemon streams, what would you change?
About the streams?
I would add I would let teams be officially represented on stream.
If we're going like official streams or non-official streams, regardless, I think there needs to be consistency, so that way everybody knows where to go.
Yeah.
Because every single week somebody wants to know who's streaming it or if it's being streamed at all. So as far as like North America goes, I think that there needs to be a consistent one or two individuals or groups that stream. And it looks like Pokemon is getting out of the official streaming game for the most part, except maybe NAIC and Worlds. And if that's the case, that's fine. But I think it needs to be one or two teams of individuals that do the stream consistently.
Like DDG.
Yep, that's where I was going.
Not sponsored to say that.
One thing that I would change about streams going forward is I would have more cameras able to be used.
Rip.
Our one stream was, we wanted to have more cameras. I spent all that time cutting those holes in that table. Oh my gosh. And then we couldn't.
We'll get
we
to
didn't
use
have.
it someday, Darren. Don't worry.
I'll make a different table. That table actually got my basement flooded a little bit, and that table got destroyed.
Oh.
Bad.
Yeah, more cameras in the prize card section, Aaron. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. So for me, I guess I would like to see, and this is something that we didn't do, and maybe we should do, but this would obviously have to be okayed by parents, but I feel like stop streaming, what would it be, like rounds 13 and 14, and start streaming finals of juniors and seniors. Give them the spotlight a little bit.
I
Yeah.
mean, they already have that like consent thing for like when you enter the regionals to be photographed and recorded, so permission wouldn't really be an issue, I think. I mean, they already do that for like IC finals. But yeah, no, I think it'd be cool to do that for sure. Just give them a little more representation, make it a little more exciting for them. I could see that.
So
That would be awesome. Bam. All right. Moving on. Next question. Last question. This one comes from Professor Pancham. If you could take one card in the current standard format and change it to make it more playable, which card would it be, and what would you do?
Wow.
more
It's tough.
playable.
Make it more playable. Like, is there one card out there that's just almost good?
Hmm. It's already played, but I would give like Mewtwo's Psychic like a 10 more damage, just so it's gotta stop hitting those awkward numbers, and then it could like actually one shot Buzzwole easier. But I could probably think of a more interesting answer.
I would make Vikavolt a stage 1.
Ooh, there you go.
Blue Gang.
Okay.
There's like, I would make Gladion so that you don't have to shuffle your prizes, because I really think that's a weird. Like, some people think there's more strategy to not knowing your prizes, but I think there's more strategy to be able to control that factor if you choose to do so.
Okay.
I would make the do you have one yet, Darren? I think I have
No.
one.
I'm
Okay,
thinking.
I would make the memory cards, fighting memory, psychic memory, those cards, attachable to any Pokemon.
Ooh, that'd be really cool.
That would be awesome.
That'd be huge.
Make them playable.
Mm-hmm.
That'd make him also busted.
I mean, maybe. It
But
depends
also-
on
yeah,
if
you're right. Playable.
the meta call.
What if
Yeah.
imagine Buzzwole being a fighting and a psychic type?
Mm-hmm.
Mm. Boy, I just don't play enough.
Did it have to be? Oh, he did say current standard format. Okay,
Yeah, right.
picking
You
the
know-
March card.
You know,
Oh, let all cells burn that Zygarde tool for Zygarde EX go on the GX.
That's not bad to have a 200 damage attack on there.
Yeah.
Eh.
Something about wishy-washy.
I can't think of one. So we're gonna call it. I can't think of one. I'm bad at everything. All right. So that's it. That was our DDG mailbag. I'm not gonna make everyone sit here and wait for me.
No, we're not in a rush.
What? I'm in a rush because I have to be up soon.
I'm gonna have trouble getting trouble tomorrow.
All right, well, let's move on then. We can move on to the buy sell trade of the week. I don't really have anything this week because I got that big master lot in last week, and I haven't really had time to. I've sold some stuff, but I haven't had a lot of time to go through that really well. Darren came down and we cleaned a lot of stuff up on Saturday of last week, and other than that, it was just yeah. I mean, I've got a big lot that I'm currently working on pricing out. I did buy. The only thing I really bought was a lot of like legendary collection cards, like commons and uncommons and stuff like that, to start working on fulfilling that master set. That's pretty much it.
Nice. Nice.
So with that, we can move on to our open discussion. The only thing that I really have is if you're going to NAIC, I will be there on Friday. Just Friday.
Nice.
So let me know and we'll meet up. We've got one big thing, but I guess I'll let Dan or Darren kind of talk about that.
Yeah.
Actually, well, why don't we let Brett go? Because it is getting pretty late.
Yeah, sorry, I have to wake up in like 6 hours and be on bus in 6.5 hours, so I won't call it night. Sorry, guys.
That's
bring
okay.
me up on, and I will love to come back to more podcasts if I would be appreciated, and I will talk to y'all in the future and see you at future events. Say hi to me or reach out to me at Brett Stratton 4 on Twitter. All right, peace, folks.
Thank you.
Bye,
have fun
Brett.
fishing.
Thanks for
Coming
joining.
out, Brett.
No problem. Bye.
All right. I know we were close to done anyway, but just want to be a good guy for Brett. Nice enough to come on this late at night, so that's cool of him. All right. Open discussion. I want to say, I guess this kind of treads backwards towards buy-sell trade a little bit. We sold our first Magic the Gathering single on TCG Player today.
Whoa.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
Started something cool.
We're in the Magic game.
We're technically in the Magic game. It's all about being technically in, right? Boom.
Technically in is
Yeah.
the best in?
Papa Blastoise. Was it Black Lotus? Yep, it was. We're rich now.
Wish it
Sounds
was
good.
Black Lotus. Can we, computer, please? Can you just... Oh my god.
Otherwise, for open discussion, my Pokemon League had an unlimited tournament, and it went extremely well. We had 12 players. It was a lot of fun. Everyone had a great time, and one person in this call won the whole thing.
I won the whole thing. I won an
Yeah.
unlimited tournament, you guys. I still have 0 CP. I played Night March, but I replaced the Shamans with Uxies and an Uxie level X, and I added a couple junk arms, and there was one other thing that I did, but I can't remember.
Flareon.
Yeah, oh yeah, I played a 1/1 Flareon for Plasma Flareon. I feel like there's something else too. I can't remember.
Probably doesn't matter.
So, I definitely would have lost to Porygon big time. I just didn't want to make the kids cry.
Right?
most people at this league are extremely casual and have played with modified theme decks. So
Well, I mean, it's like a brand new league, so the people coming in
Darren? Darren froze.
I think he did freeze.
Yep.
Okay.
Darren
Well, Dan,
froze.
why don't you continue
All
with
right.
the main.
We're gonna do this. All right, you guys. So as you can see on the screen, and as you found on our Twitter at Deaddrawgaming, oh well, bye, Darren. You can see there the hashtag DDG4. Deaddrawgaming is going from 3 people to 4. We are adding another partner, and that partner will be announced next week on this very podcast. And we're very excited to be moving forward with it. And we're going to be doing all sorts of hype stuff. So make sure you guys use the hashtag DDG4 across Twitter whenever talking about Deaddrawgaming, or across Facebook, or across wherever. It's going to be very fun, very exciting, going to be a great time. So I don't know what happened to Darren, but I want to say another quick thank you to Brett Stratton, Team DDG member, for joining us today, hanging out, having a good time, chillaxing, all cool. So
Chillaxing, all cool.
So that's all I got.
Yeah, make sure you use the hashtag DDG4. Do some speculation. We're gonna announce it. Keep some hype going, and we're gonna talk about it next week. It's super exciting. I'm pumped.
Same. Very, very excited.
Oh my goodness. Awesome. Well, with that, Dan, I think you can take us home.
All right. So, you guys, if you enjoyed episode number 90 of Deaddrawgaming, a Pokemon TCG podcast like no one ever was, make sure to hit that like button down below and share this podcast with all of your friends. That is all we have for you guys this week. So make sure to join us next week live on twitch.tv/Deaddrawgaming, where we are going to go ahead and announce team member number 4. So that's all we have for you guys again. So for Darren, for Danny, for Brett Stratton, and for myself, Dan, we will see you next time.